Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Hartman, and welcome to Module 4. I did keep in touch with a lot of people when we had this kind of this extra long time in Module 3. I know a lot of people I've seen have gotten a lot of work done on Module 4. A lot of people now, they've done a great job of now working ahead. We stopped working from behind, now we're working ahead. Use that, a lot of people use that extra week very wisely. I was very happy to see that, to make sure that, working ahead and got it all caught up. Uh, so by all means, if you didn't start Module 4 yet, that's fine. You weren't required to. If you had to get some other stuff done in life, so now that you're caught with Module 3 and everything else comes, so that you can keep rocking with Module 4, that's great, that's fine. But if you're not done with Module 3 for some reason, if you're still struggling in this class, and this actually week, you need to be talking to me like right now. I don't say that to be flippant, I say it because it's the truth. I want to see you be successful. We're going to talk about Module 4 and Module 5. Module 4, I just want to mention, got your three readings. You brought with the feedback a lot of people already have. You don't have to. It's just if you want to kind of tell you how you think the course is going so far. I just want to take a quick look at the Module 4 discussion posts. Just a kind of a reminder, so a lot of people already kind of started posting. What are the big ideas or focal points? So just prove to me that you read it, and describe how you can use student data to create a whole class and individualized instruction. Just like I've always mentioned, this is based on you. This is not the theoretical, this is the practical. If you have not done this yet, talk to the best of your ability. How do you think you're going to do that? What do you think it looks like? Talk to, anybody that's in education, talk to us, you know, uh, your children's teachers, whatever you need to do. But again, one is theoretical, prove that you read the readings, and two is based very much in practice. So just don't make that mistake. Now we need to talk about Module 5, and this is what I'm going to spend the rest of this time talking about. And every year, except for every semester, I apologize, I post this video and I tell people a few things they have to know, and 90% of the people do it, and they do very well. And the other 10% of the people don't do what I tell them they need to do, and they don't do very well. So please be in the 90%, don't be in the 10%. Do what we need you to do so you can be successful. Now, in Module 5, you still need to do the reading. You still have a discussion post. Obviously, you have time. We're right now at the very end of Module 3. You've got time you have to get this post started. Some people already done it, and that's great. But don't we're going to be worried about your lesson plan, but please don't ignore your submission, your discussion board, and submitting it on time. Okay? Now, first things first, before we go anywhere, this lesson plan template, for the record, its use is required. You have to use this template. Do not send me a PDF. Do not send me a spreadsheet. Do not send me something else that you found on Teachers by Teachers. You have to use this template. Every semester, there's somebody who turns something else in, and it's not right because they don't have the required pieces, and it really hurts them. So if you're thinking, what should I do? Use this template. It's not an option. So you download it, use it, fill it out. Okay. Now, before we get into talk about part one and how it works as far as the feedback and everything else, I want to mention one thing. And when I click here, you see it says 56 points. But when I click here, the first thing I want you to notice, this does not count towards the final grade. This is your first go at this. This is your chance to, especially if you're not in the classroom yet, to take a look at this. Maybe do some research, do some Googling on this lesson, this EdTPA lesson planning. The state of New York wants you to do. Talk to colleagues, talk to practicing teachers, reach out to classmates, do what you need to do to kind of figure things out. So you're going to have 2 weeks and you get your first kind of draft done, and you're going to submit it for feedback. Because people always ask, how many times will I get feedback? Because this is a evening job I have. I have two courses, two sections of the course, and I still work full time. So you'll get feedback on your lesson plan one time. So if you come back 3 or 4 weeks, I say, well, I've made some corrections. Can you check it? I'm sorry, but the answer is going to be no. And if you do not have this done in 2 weeks' time for me to go in and do it, I will not be going back. It's not a possibility for me. I don't say that to be negative. I don't say that to be rude, but we all have, things we have to do. You have 2 weeks to get your first draft in. If you don't have it in, without speaking to me, and you get, I've had people turn like week 8, week 9, week 10, and say, well, you never give me feedback. Well, it was due in week 5, and then in week 5. So, and it's not due the first day of week 5, it is due, the last day of module 5, week 5, same thing. So you have plenty of time. Let's go and handle it correctly. Make sure we do things. Now, let's talk about the rubric. It's very, very, very important that you listen to this next part very carefully. And I won't backtrack about it. I know I sound very negative, and I apologize. I'm not trying to, but I am taking it very seriously, and I'm trying to help you understand some of the mistakes past students have made, so hopefully you don't make those mistakes. So there's no way to really say that very positively. So my apologies. I just don't know how to say it in a positive manner, and I'm not trying to be rude. Um, you have to follow this rubric because you have to look here for each section. How am I getting the 4.0? Okay, because these down here, the way these points work, if you're just getting a 3 on most of these, you're actually going to end up with a grade that you really don't like. That's like a 75%. And that's going to pull you down from an A to a B. And you have to get at least a B minus a class, or you have to retake it to get credit towards your certification. So if you have a low B, B minus, you get a C on this thing, you're in trouble. So you need to focus on these 4s. Because I'm not going to read these to you, but I want to point out a few things here. I just have a few, and I know sometimes this jumps up and down, so I will try to be careful. A few things, and these do match up. Like right here, they're going to match up to your template. So the first one here is the first part of your template. The next one is the next part of your template. Like language demands, and I know my screen keeps showing, I'm not sure why. But everything that you look here, as you read through it, you need to read the 4, and I need you to understand one thing. Everything on the 4 has to do with the students. It has nothing to do with you as the teacher. Every semester I get tons and tons, and let me go and I'm going to back up a bit, and I'm going to pull up the template for you, and so I can kind of oops, no, my mouse jumped. My apologies. Okay, here's the lesson plan template, and it's right there. Now everything matches up. The lesson goals goes with the rubric is the first piece. Everything that you're going to put here needs to be focused on your students. So here's my best example. Like right here, we get to part 2, the lesson plan details. Begin the lesson introduction. What the teacher will do and what the students will do. The next portion, what teacher will do, what students will do. You kind of get that down. What teacher will do, what students will do. Here's what I need you to understand. The rubric that I am bound by to get a 4, the rubric talks about everything in this box, what students will do. Your instruction needs to be student-centered. The part over here, yes, you have some stuff. This is minimal. Please understand, this is minimal. You're not the star of the show anymore in teaching. I'm not the star of the show when I'm teaching. This is minimal. Everything is over here. Every semester I tell people this, and sometimes I get 2-3 pages here, and over here I get students will raise hands with questions, and they get no points because that doesn't match the rubric. So in here, introduce new content skills, minimal here. I need to know that you're in the room. Tell me what you're doing real quick. You need to go over here. You need to go back to that rubric. I'm going to jump back to it real quick, and I kind of point out 1 or 2 things real quick, just so you can kind of see, kind of drive my point home, and then I'll end this video. So we get back here to this lesson plan. Everything on these 4s that you hear, central to learning, opportunity to understand and use academic language, opportunities to extend vocabulary. Like here in this number 3, opportunities to extend vocabulary provided. Over here is just a list. 2-3 points gets you a list, right? Over here, oh, I wish my screen would not jump so much. Resource materials reflect learners' interest and support self-regulation. That's what the student will do. The next one, promote learning of all students. Encourage method of student self-assessment. Students' background. High order of self-regulation. Self-regulation. Everything. I don't know why my screen will not stay at the bottom. I apologize again. Everything in this rubric on the 4 is student-centered. If you do not talk about the students If you don't go with this rubric, you will fail this. And guys, this is huge. Use like 40% of your grade. So I will say this too. When I give you your feedback, I will focus on the things you did wrong. Not because I'm a jerk, because I need you to fix them so you do well, because I want everybody to pass my class. So when you get your feedback in a couple weeks, please don't take offense to the fact that I'm going to say, fix this is bad, this needs fixed. It doesn't mean you're a bad teacher, doesn't mean you're a bad person, doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It means I need you to fix those so that you get the points that you want. All right, guys, thank you for listening. I know it's a very long video, it's very important stuff. After you get this, please read everything. Please go through things. Uh, ask me questions. I look forward to helping you. I will do everything I can. But the first thing is to understand the importance of the rubric, and everything is student centered. The teacher doesn't matter on this assignment. It's the students. All right, thank you guys. I will see you online.